Yo, what's going on, y'all? Back with another week. Recaps. 15. We're gonna start with the Thursday night 49ers versus the Seahawks. Good game, in my opinion. Some didn't like it. Seen a lot of different comments about it, but good game in my opinion. Brock Purdy looking solid. I ain't gonna lie. Got Brock Purdy, C-Mac, Kittle, going crazy. Geno's last game against the Niners wasn't all that. I think this wasn't one of his best games. Didn't throw a pick, so that's good. But I think the Niners and the Panthers have given him fits this year. But overall, he's been a solid quarterback. They slowed down Kenneth Walker, only 47 rushing yards. Tyler Lockett. So he had a broken finger, so he's gonna be out for a few games. Tyler and DK7, they still got some playoff hopes. Still in the race. We'll see how everything plays out. Colts versus Vikings, largest comeback in NFL history. I don't got too much to say about this. The Colts will be starting Nick Foles moving forward, so a little interesting there. I guess they're trying to get off of Matt Ryan, but at the same time, it's like he kind of is the best option that we have at quarterback, but they're trying to get off of him. Zach Moss and Deion Jackson will be the starting duo moving forward. So should have we'll see how that plays out. Zach with 24 carries. That's interesting. I ran the ball a decent amount. Jonathan Taylor done for the rest of the year. They're finna sit him down. Kirk Cousins 464 touchdowns, 2 picks, Dalvin 95. KJ Osborne with a career game. Amazing for him. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and KJ all with a receiving touchdown. Ravens Browns, a lackluster game for those Saturday games. 138 and a pick for Huntley. J.K. Dobbins, another 120-yard rushing game for him. I seen they added Sammy Watkins. They brought him back. Deshaun Watson, we got to see them cook some more. I know the Ravens defense is nice. They're giving up a lot of yards statistically this year. Maybe next year we'll see him. He's coming in mid-season, so it's kind of tough. But we'll see. Ravens playoff bound as of right now. Browns looking towards next year. I think just trying to develop that chemistry and win some games. Dolphins versus the Bills. 2 of 234, 2 touchdowns. Raheem. Now he started off hot. I saw they said he had 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. After that, 36 for the rest of the game. So interesting. Very interesting. Jalen Waddle, 114. Tyreek Hill, 69. Both had touchdowns. 9 receptions for Tyreek. Savon Ahmed had him a good run. 304 and 4 touchdowns for Josh with 70 rushing yards. This was a solid game in my opinion. I feel like somewhat of a chess match. I say that somewhat. Got the Eagles versus the Bears. Solid game as well. Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, 2 electric quarterbacks. Good to watch. 13-1 versus 3-11. Jalen with 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 picks though. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith both over 100 yards. AJ, man, she's dominant receiver. Devontae has some good catches in this game too. Justin Fields 152, 2 touchdowns, 95 rushing yards. Became the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to run for 1,000 yards in this game. Byron Pringle receiving touchdown. David Montgomery had both receiving and rushing touchdowns. We'll see what happens for both of these teams moving forward. 2 opposite directions. Detroit Lions versus the Jets. Somewhat of a good game. I would have rather seen Mike White play, but Zach Wilson didn't do terrible. DeAndre Swift 52 rushing yards. They spread the ball around a decent amount. Khalif Raymond had him a punt return touchdown. Garrett Wilson looked like the #1 receiver consistently. They stopped the run completely. Zonovan Knight with only 23 rushing yards. Zach Wilson 317, 2 touchdowns. Zach didn't do bad, but I don't know, just what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe it's the hype around Mike White, but he was playing solid though. I think it would have made it a little more competitive. I could be wrong. Mitch 179. We have the Panthers versus the Steelers. I don't know if the Steelers are in contention. I know the Panthers are because their division is so close. Yeah. 24 carries for Najee, 86 rushing yards. Deontay Johnson, 10 catches for 98 yards. George Pickens, 2 for 53. 2 big catches in this one. Chuba Hubbard, the run game was non-existent. Oh my gosh. Run game was non-existent. DJ Moore had him a nice touchdown catch in this one. Panthers, they got a nice defense, man. They got to figure it out. Texans looking solid, man. Another back-to-back game with two of the best teams in the league, and they brought them to the very end of the game. Pacheco with 86 rushing yards, averaging 5.7 yards per carry. Jerick McKinnon coming up big, receiving and rushing touchdown in this one. 2 back-to-back big games for him. 336, 2 touchdowns for Pat. Ronald Jones got a carry. I did not see that. Okay, cool. Travis. Juju with 10 catches. That's good for Juju. Valdez Scantling with a touchdown. Davis Mills 121, 2 touchdowns. No picks. No picks is always good. Royce Freeman ended up being the lead back for them. 11 carries for 51 yards. No touches at all on the ground for Rex Burkhead. It was kind of strange. Chris Moore, leading receiver. Looking forward to see what they do with him moving forward because he's been very clutch for them as of late. Falcons versus Saints, Desmond Ritter's first start. I'm not gonna say it was a good debut, but we got more to look forward to. We'll see how everything plays out. Tyler Algier, career day, 139 and a touchdown. Cordell Patterson had him a rushing touchdown, but I think they're gonna move forward with Algier, and I think Caleb Huntley's done for the season. I think he got injured, so there's gonna be more carries and more touches for Patterson, but I think they're leaning in the direction of the younger running back with Algier, so I can see Cordell Patterson get traded. We'll see how that plays out. I think he's a good player, but I just think, they're just going in a different direction, a rebuilding direction. Andy Dalton, 151, 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill played really good in this game overall, in my opinion. Rashid Shaheed looking like a good pickup in this offseason for them as a undrafted free agent. Cowboys, Jags, great game, great ending. Dak with 2 pivotal picks, both to Rayshon Jenkins, defensive player of the week. Honey Pollard, 19 for 75. Zeke had a rushing touchdown. CD. Noah Brown with 2 receiving touchdowns. Peyton Henshot had 1 too. I forgot. Trevor Lawrence, 318, 4 touchdowns. Travis Etienne, 103 on the ground, averaging 5.4 yards. They played really good all around. They were matching the Cowboys stride for stride. Jags have a lot of potential. Let's see their record. I don't know. Maybe they can slide in the playoffs. I think they're a dark horse team to knock a competitive team out the playoffs. They low key nice. They build something there. Cards versus Broncos. Lackluster game. Not really too exciting here. Not much too crazy here. Latavius Murray, 130 on the ground. Okay. Let's see. James Conner, 63. Ain't got too much to say about that one. Patriots versus Raiders. One of the craziest endings ever. Ramondre, 172 in the touchdown, averaged 9 yards per carry. Mac, 112, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks though. Jacoby, 2 for 47, let them in receiving yards. Tough, but had that pivotal play at the end of the game. Derek Carr, 231, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not too bad. Could have been a little more efficient. Josh Jacobs for 93 rushing yards. Keelan Cole, Darren Waller, welcome back. Let's see. Titans Chargers, close game here. At one of the craziest picks ever. Derrick Henry 104. Ryan Tannehill done for the season, so we're probably gonna see Malik Willis finish out the season. Crazy because they're in the playoff race right now. So we'll see how that plays out, especially if Malik Willis starts. It's gonna be interesting. They could lose their spot. We'll see. Justin Herbert, 313, 2 picks. Austin Eckler, 1 touchdown. Joshua Kelly, 1 touchdown. Keenan Allen, 86. Mike Williams, 4 for 67. I recall this being a competitive game. As far as the impression it left on me, I don't really remember. Buccaneers versus the Bengals. Joe, 200, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Trying to remember how this one went. I don't really remember entirely. Same thing. I remember it being competitive to an extent, but I don't remember the impression that it left. I think the Bengals were in the driving seat for the most part, most of the game. Both teams in the playoff direction. Buccaneers leading their division. It's kind of a weak division right now, but they're leading it. 8-5-1 Giants, won over the Commanders. Competitive matchup. Daniel Jones 160. Saquon did his job, 18 for 87 in the touchdown. Richie James combined. Thibodeau had him a strip sack for a touchdown as well. Taylor Heineke 249 the touchdown. B-Rob been looking nice. Jahan Dotson came up big in this one, 105 in the touchdown. Terry McLaurin 70. Their receiving core low-key nice. They got this Commanders team has potential. I just don't know if they're gonna reach it anytime soon. Rams, Packers, Baker Mayfield 111. Packers just pretty much had this one in the bag. They felt like they were a better team throughout the night. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon going back and forth. Romeo Dupes and Christian Watson, the rookies, led them in receiving. That's pretty cool. But that's it for week 15. We'll go ahead and check out some stats real quick. I skip team stats for now. I'll probably give it a break this week. We're going to check out player stats. Mahomes, Herbert, Brady, Burrow, Josh Allen leading passing yards. Geno Smith still 70% completion. Mahomes, 35 touchdowns. Let's see these interceptions. Joe 31. I feel like the MVP race is kind of tight this year. I don't feel like it's like a runaway MVP. Josh Jacobs leading the league in rushing. I think that could be a toss-up between these three. We'll see. We'll see how everything plays out. That 200-yard game set him apart big time, though. Justin Jefferson jumped Tyreek Hill for the number 1 spot in receiving yards and catches for the moment. We'll see how that plays out. 16. Both of them on pace. They're not too far from 2,000. At least with the remaining games. Like, it's very possible for both of them to hit it. That'd be interesting. 2 receivers in the same season, 2,000 receiving yards. If not both, I think at least one of them is capable. We'll see. Kelsey with 12 receiving touchdowns. Devontae Adams with 12 receiving touchdowns as well. Let's see. I think Kobe still. Oh, Alex Highsmith, number 1 in forced fumbles. Tackles, about the same company right now. Oh, you got sacks. Interceptions the same right now. 15.5 for Bosa. Judon, I think they were tied last week. Bosa's up there right now. Interceptions, and then we good on the rest of them. All right, man, let's check out the herd hierarchy. Give you my thoughts on this one here. You see how we feel this week.
All right, listen, this is hard. It's go either way stuff. Here's my herd hierarchy.
Last week wasn't too bad. I feel him. It is tough.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colins. Number 10.
Well, they've won 11 games, and they're 10-0 in games decided.
Yeah, Minnesota at 10. That's tough. That's low for their record, But let's see how everything plays out.
By a score, the Vikings. Their defense stinks, but Kirk Cousins leads the NFL with 7 fourth-quarter comebacks. There is value in playing well late. There is value in coming from behind, and value in winning close games. 11-3 in the National Football League. You are a good football team. They do not have the defensive ability to blow people out. They got to win shootouts. But the Vikings are at 10.
Number 9.
I think the Lions are a real deal here. 3-game winning streak. And what I'm really noticing, Jared Goff, 6 straight games without a pick. Nobody's getting to him. When Jared Goff is comfortable, he's a top 10, 12 quarterback in this league. Goff has not taken a sack in back-to-back games. Okay, the Jets couldn't get to him.
I'm really computing this right now.
Are a real deal here.
He got the Lions at 9. Yeah, I know they beat the Jets. Jets are a competitive team, but I don't know about that. So who did he take off? Because I feel like his top 10 last week was solid.
6 straight games without a pick. Nobody's getting to him. When Jared Goff is comfortable, he's a top 10, 12 quarterback in this league. Goff has not taken a sack in back-to-back games. Okay, the Jets couldn't get to him. This offensive line and these weapons are the real deal. They can win low scoring. They can win a shootout. I would take them today against the Vikings if they met again. Detroit at 9.
Number 8.
I love the Jaguars. I don't think Dallas played poorly. This is a real team.
Oh, he added some new
Lawrence is
people
the best
up, new
quarterback in
teams
the
up here.
league since week 9. Now, they lost Cam Robinson, the left tackle, or I'd probably have them a spot higher. That's a big deal. His backside now, they didn't have a great offense to begin with. They can't lose their best offensive lineman, but this kid's the real deal. Since week 9, 70% completion percentage. Not always, by the way, with great protection. Jags at 8.
Number 7.
Dallas would beat him if they played again neutral field, in my opinion. 3 of the 4.
So, well, the Lions did beat the Vikes, right? If I'm not mistaken. Jags, I think in a head-to-head matchup, they definitely could beat the Vikes. So, okay, I guess it's somewhat reasonable.
Losses by the Cowboys have come on the road this year. The Green Bay one's close. This is close. 10 straight games rushing for over 125 yards. I think that's the story. I think they found their run game. Boy, could Buffalo use this run game. Now, Dak is throwing more interceptions. Well, some would argue this offensive line's a work in progress. And after C.D. Lamb, who's a very good receiver, a clear number 1, they don't have a ton on the perimeter.
It's funny, they did establish a rushing game again, and it's I think it's a good thing that it's not all solely on Zeke, you know. So it's not just one running back, so it's not predictable. You get a real diverse run style, run game, you know, hard for the defenses to predict.
But I think Dallas is just outside of the Super Bowl bubble. I have them at 7.
Number 6.
Buy Miami Dolphins stock. They outplayed Buffalo in lousy weather. This is a good team. They're not a Super Bowl winning team, but like Dallas, they can beat anybody, especially at home.
He said they outplayed Buffalo.
Great, but it's been banged up.
I feel like Buffalo played good. I don't know if they outplayed Buffalo. And then the first game was a toss-up, like 50-50. They came down to the end, so I don't know about that.
For a good chunk of the year. Tua's got his limitations. Okay, against good defenses, he completes under 60% of his throws. That's why I compared him to Tebow. He is great with a defense in a run game. But at home this weekend against the Packers so-so defense, he'll light it up. Miami, do not sell your stock. They're going to make the playoffs. I have them at 6.
Number 5.
The Bills. Now, the Bills are better, but they were out-schemed and for a big chunks of that game, outplayed at home in bad weather. That should have – come on. Miami going up in a blizzard? That thing should be over at half. 3 losses have come by a combined 8 points. What concerns me is they're not always good situationally, and they're highly dependent on Josh Allen to save the day. It's got a Chargers feel to it. Allen's the second quarterback in league history with 50-plus wins and 130 touchdown passes over his first 5 seasons. That's the good news. The bad news is the other guy's Patrick Mahomes, who was ahead of him.
Number 4.
Interesting.
I mean, does it even matter who plays quarterback? They have 8 wins by over 10 points, most in the NFL. Number 1 scoring defense. And by the way, since they lost to the Chiefs, they're 7-0. Doesn't matter who plays quarterback. They are the most talented team in the league. They have Pro Bowlers in every single unit. D-line, O-line, running back with McCaffrey, receiver, tight end, safety, linebacker. They may have 2 and corner. They're just really good. You don't have to love them at quarterback. Anybody notice the record of teams the week after they play San Francisco? Watch how beat up they are. They literally beat you up physically, and teams the following week struggle to cover and win.
Number 3.
The Chiefs. Here's what worries me. Opposing quarterbacks this year, and there's been a lot of dogs, have a passer rating over 99 against the Chiefs. Why does that worry me? Because they may face Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Or in the first round, who knows, they could face the Chargers and Justin Herbert. We know Mahomes is unbelievable. There's an argument to be made. He's underrated. I mean, what did he complete? 19, 20 straight throws against an NFL team Sunday? It's insane how good he is. He is separated from the world. Only Burrow's situational greatness is in his class.
Number 2.
The Eagles.
Kind of surprised he didn't really talk too much about the Texas game.
Jalen Hurts is out. That's why I take him out of the number 1 spot, and I do think sometimes they're reliant on Jalen.
I think they said Jalen Hurts is playing.
Arm, that concerns me. Their defense, though, the NFL best pass defense, best yards per play defense. They're a handful, man. It's just hard to move the ball. It was shocking for many that Chicago even stayed close with extra prep and a good coaching staff. Philly at 2.
Number 1.
I think Cincinnati's the best team in the league. I've been on this for 7 weeks. Situationally, best team in football, 6-game winning streak. Burrow now has time to throw. He's completing 70% of his throws. I don't see a lot of weaknesses here. They were totally flat against Tampa on the road, a decent team, and came roaring back. They have 2 running backs, 3 receivers, tight end. Now Burrow's getting protection. Defense doesn't have stars, but usually schemes brilliantly at half and shuts you down. Cincinnati, by a nose, best team in the league. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.
Like I said, I'm computing some of this stuff a little late because it's tough. Cincinnati number 1.
Situationally, best team in football.
Oh, they ain't even show the full thing. Try to pull it up. Oh man. Okay, so we know Cincinnati's won, so let me go back to the Eagles.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, they not showing the full thing, are y'all? They playing games. Okay. So they added the Jags. So they took off the Ravens and they took off the Patriots. Everybody else is the same. So was that they added the Jags and who else was that at the beginning? At 9.
When Jared Goff is comfortable.
The Lions, interesting. Those other teams, like I said, they're not bad. They're not bad. He got some solid arguments. The Bengals at 1, the best team in the league, is kind of tough, but got a solid argument. Y'all let me know your thoughts. We'll move on from here. All right, we got the Week 16 picks. Let's see. We got Thursday Night Football, Jags versus the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Jags. Mike White out. We'll see how that plays out. I don't really know the status of his injury. Y'all let me know. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, I'll go check right here. He's ruled out for Thursday games. Oh wow. Okay, well I guess he's out. Falcons versus the Ravens. I'm gonna pick the Ravens in this one, but we can see how this plays out. Falcons are a competitive squad, but I don't feel that confident in Desmond Ridder right now. And not only that, just I think the Ravens defense is could be a little too much for him. We'll see. Detroit versus the Panthers. I'm gonna pick Detroit. Panthers gonna come to play though. They've been competitive the past few weeks, but definitely gonna pick the Lions. But we'll see how this one plays out. I'm looking forward to it. Goff. For the most part, they got everybody healthy there. Carolina. Same with them. Sam Darnold. What happened to PJ Walker? Like, why is he out so long? Expected to play in Week 14 versus the Seahawks. He's been out for a while. Bills versus Chicago. We picking the Bills. Not gonna even look into it. Saints versus the Browns. I'm gonna pick the Saints in this one. I think it could be an interesting matchup. It could go either way, 50-50 matchup, but I feel a little bit more confident in them. I don't know. I just don't feel too confident in the Browns right now. Deshaun Watson not really showing a lot. I mean, we'll see as time progresses, but not right now. Seattle versus the Chiefs. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. Vikings versus the Giants. I'll pick the Vikings. I don't know, actually. I'll pick the Vikings. I'll pick the Vikings in this one. Let's see how this plays out. This is an interesting matchup here, in my opinion. Let's see, Giants. I feel like that's a toss-up. We got the Patriots versus the Bengals. We're picking the Bengals in this one. I think Patriots gonna come to play though. Not saying I'm not gonna say it's 50-50. That's more like 60-40. But I ride with the Bengals on that one. Titans versus the Texans. I'm gonna pick the Texans in this one. I think the last time they played, it was with no Ryan Tannehill. This time it's no Ryan Tannehill. I think they'll make adjustments. They played some competitive teams in the last 2 weeks. I can see them getting a win in this one. No Ryan Tannehill. You got Malik Willis playing. They weren't really diverse last time. Texans have no excuse to lose this game, in my opinion. I know Derrick Henry probably is going to go crazy, but if you know that, like, I guess they just don't have the personnel to stop it. Commanders versus the 49ers. We're picking the 49ers, of course. Dallas versus the Eagles. This is a great matchup here. I'm gonna pick the Eagles in this one. This is a matchup of the week though. But I'm gonna roll with the Eagles in this one. I kind of like their odds a little better. I just like them as a team a little better, just a little bit, not too crazy. Said Jalen Hurts battling an injury, but I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I'll pass on looking right now. Oh, these are all Saturday games. It's a lot of games on Christmas Eve. I didn't know that. We got the Raiders versus the Steelers. I'll pick the Steelers in this one. I feel a little confident in them. Should be an interesting matchup though. The Packers versus the Dolphins. This is on Christmas Day. I'll pick the Dolphins. This is going to be a good game though. I can see this being a really good game. Let's see who Miami's missing. Not too many people. I think they'll be good. Packers were pretty healthy last week too, if I'm not mistaken. The Rams versus the Broncos. They should flex that one. They should switch that one with the Cowboys and Eagles. These other two games, I don't know about those. I think they could move some of this stuff around. But I guess Broncos versus Rams. I'm gonna pick the. Let me check the Broncos. I want to see if Russ is playing. Still haven't heard nothing on him. Oh, he was playing. Okay, I'm picking the Broncos in this one. The Bucks versus the Cardinals. We're picking the Bucks, and the Chargers versus the Colts. Picking the Chargers. So that's what we have for Week 16. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.